Okay, so I apologize if you can hear the wind whistling outside my window. It's like kind of like a wind funnel in front of my house. Anyways, so we're jumping to Ezekiel next. And I had read in Ezekiel like the first 4 chapters a while ago for a quiet time, but then like I chose a different book, like I just jumped to a different one because for some reason, yeah, that just happened. Anyways, so we're starting in chapter 5, and I don't know why I have this on top. Anyways, there's only 2 verses stick out to me. The first one was verse 5, which says, "This is what the Lord God says. I have set this Jerusalem in the center of the nations, which countries all around her." So what I wrote down is that God was not afraid to punish them for their sin. So he will punish us for our sin. And then the next verse that stuck out to me was I think that's 7 and 8, which says, "Therefore, this is what the Lord God says. Because you have been more insubordinate than the nations around you, you have not walked in my statutes or kept my ordinances. You have not even kept the ordinances of the nations around you. Therefore, this is what the Lord God says. See, I myself am against you, Jerusalem, and I will execute judgments within you in the sight of the nations." So I wrote down that God was punishing his people because they had disobeyed. Also, this was for March 20th, so like a little more than a week ago. And it was day 79, and the key verse was, the title was Zone of Obedience, and the title was The title was Zone of Obedience, and the key verse was Jeremiah 1:7-8, which says, "But the Lord said to me, do not say I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord." So what stood out to me is that we must obey God in everything. And then in the lesson talks about how God shuts that down quickly, essentially saying, don't tell me what you're not capable of, because I reside in you. So I wrote down that God wants everything, God knows everything, and he knows what we can handle. And then lastly is that faith is communicated on a higher frequency, one that requires spiritual eyes to see the way the Spirit of God moves. So basically, what I wrote down and what stuck out to me is that we have to trust in his plan.